Welcome back to the channel. Sorry that there has been a slight hiatus, but we are back with more movie reviews, and today we are reviewing Gemini Man. Gemini Man is about a retiring elite assassin and mercenary, Henry Brogan. He finds himself pursued by a mysterious killer that can predict his every move, discovering that he's being hunted by a younger clone of himself. Henry needs to find out why he's being targeted and who the creator is. So, this film is directed by the visionary Ang Lee, known for Marvel's 2003 Hulk, which I grew up on as a kid, Life of Pi, Brokeback Mountain, and Beatty Lynn's Long Half-Time Walk. Also, the screenwriters are David Benioff, known for Game of Thrones, Darren Lemke, and Billy Ray. So, this was a very intriguing experience for me. And just before, when the embargo was lifted for this film, there was a lot of reviews that were coming up saying it was great, they enjoyed the film, and X, Y, and Z. And then slowly after that point, in that period of time when people were giving good reviews for this film, I then saw a sudden increase in people disliking the film. And I looked further into, because look, we can all dislike a film and have somewhat of a hidden agenda against the film before we've even seen it. And I then saw a lot of comments saying, one of the reasons why this film isn't good is because of David Benioff. And maybe the reason why this sudden backlash for Gemini Man, what I was perceiving in my head was that obviously with Game of Thrones' last season, it was not received well, and it's left a lot of sour grapes, a lot of sour people in the process. So I wanted to really see for myself, is this film really quote unquote atrocious? And to be honest with you, is this film the worst film I've ever seen of the year? No, it's not. I believe that those titles belong with Velvet Buzzsaw and In the Tall Grass, but that's a conversation for another time. But for the most part, I think that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is good with the source material that she's given. I think that Benedict Wong is good with the source material that he's given. And anything, those characters did inject an entertainment value into the film. It wasn't like as if, never really, I can't, maybe yes and no, but overbearingly their presence was an impact, if anything. But the way that they're written isn't so great. And especially the whole kerfuffle with this film being 124 frames per second. There was moments where this film's technology really did shine for me, in particular when we had the Columbia scene with the one tracking shot going through all the kind of urban roads, and the lengthy 4-minute scene on the motorbikes. And if anything, I mean, the second half when they actually start fighting, maybe it's kind of out of left field, but the graphics when it got to that scene were pretty good, that was pretty good. I mean, I saw it in standard. Maybe if I did actually see it in the resolution that the film was intended to be seen in, maybe I would have had a very different perception of the film. My friend went to see this in the intended 3D 124 frames per second, and his experience was the film to him looked like it was something out of a PS2 or PS3 game. Like to him, it didn't perceive as authentic in any nature. Um, so let's talk about more positives. I feel like the writers, I know they've been getting a lot of stick for this film, and I feel like the writers did actually get Will Smith's character right in a very weird way. And he was interesting. I also, if I wanted to go more into prose, I think that the opening is good. It opens with a level of conflict that I wasn't expecting in the film. So, and if anything, I think that when Will Smith plays these kind of galvanized, rough, around the edges characters, like I feel like Will Smith kind of pushes the level a bit higher than what he's used to. And I would definitely like to see him take up the mantle for more kind of militant roles in the future, whether around the army or what have you. So now I think I think it's just best now that I just run through the things that griped on me. Now, I think this is not a spoiler by any nature, but one thing that annoyed me, look, I understand that this is a story about assassins and mercenaries, but there is just one fight scene. I don't care how physically strong you are. No one who can leapfrog themselves off the ground 4 meters into the air from a push-up position and do it in a way where you're being attacked by a motorcycle. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is completely just outlandish. And I was like, it really, like, that just really took me out of the film. If anything, that fight with the motorcycle was good up to the point he was. I just could imagine somebody on a wire just being yanked off the ground, like. So where else are these atrocious things? Because I mean, the cons to this film, staring at a list, and there's a lot of them. So, and another thing that bugged me was the sequence in the catacombs, and in a warped way, it's a very good scene, but what ultimately pissed me off as well was the fact that the whole sequence is in this very dark room, and you can almost see that they're doing it in a way to shroud the fact that Will Smith's counterpart is very heavily CGI based. So the fight's happening. I'm actually seeing a great choreograph take place. I just can't see anything. The room is too fucking dark. I can't see anything, And another thing that was a bit weird is like the velocity of what they're fighting at is like it's trying to be a naturalistic film, but the velocity of what they're fighting at looks like superheroes. Which can be a daunting thing and take you out of the film completely. Another thing that annoyed me was this honestly, when this scene happened, I could not believe what I was seeing. And this was a scene that took place in a 12A film. They found this way. I don't know. When I see moments like this in the film, I just think to myself, who thought of this? I don't know whether to slap the actor. I don't know whether to slap the director. I don't know whether to slap the cinematographer. And I don't know whether to slap the co-producers or executive producers for thinking, whoop-de-doo, that's a great idea. There is like this over insensitive, they sexualized Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character. And I'm like, sorry, I have to say, but why in the fuck is that there? Why? What does this moment here serve any purpose for what's going to happen in the future? There's no continuity, there's no context for it to be there. It's just like, oh, look at how pretty she is. I don't give a shit. I just don't. I really don't. I don't care for it to be there. It's not like I paid my money for a 12A expecting that it should have been an 18. it's just, it's whimsical. Why is that there? Honestly, writers, man, come on, pick it up, pick the ball up, man. Like, and then okay, this is where, okay, well, listen, I know that every film, listen, I'm going to make films in my time, and there's going to be things that you guys are going to pick out, you know? I just hope that the overall demographic will just enjoy what I can bring and keep continuity, keep context, and make three-dimensional characters. That's what I perceive to do. So, another thing that I could not believe what was happening was Clive Owen. Very funny enough, I was watching the Collider video and their review on Gemini Man, and they were like, oh, you know, what's happened to Clive Owen? Not to say that he's had a bad career or anything. And they were just kind of saying how maybe he doesn't get the better roles that he deserves. Maybe rightfully so, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Film is subjective, right? So, I then see his character with Gemini Man, and he cannot do an American accent, and he's in Hollywood. How does that work out? You're like, I mean, the reason why I'm nitpicking this was because there was a time where I had to learn a American accent for a play that I was doing. You have to roll your R's, you have to pronounce your A's, L's and L, M and M's are like, just that general basis. And he can't do it. He can't, I was honestly baffled by he couldn't do it. He goes in and out the English accent that he has. And I'm like, wow, like that there just killed everything. And I think with all that on top is we as an audience member, we don't know with Clive Owen's character what are his beliefs, what are his ideologies, what are his motives. And if anything, I like to see it, whether it's a protagonist or antagonist, I want to see that take place in the first 15 minutes, right? Or in the second act. Because if you try to throw in a motive at the third act, well, then what is the point? And that's what the film did, you know? And then you get to the third act, and he then talks about what his motives. And I'm like, writers, you've lost me. You've lost me in this kerfuffle that you've tried to show me on screen. You've just completely lost me. I hear these moments in the last 15 minutes of the film. I'm like, you know what? Could have been better if you showed it in the beginning. You know, maybe I could have seen his reasoning. Maybe he could have been the Thanos in disguise, the Joker in disguise. I don't know. But they left it so bloody late that I just couldn't care for what the film was trying to exude to me. I just couldn't care. Simply as. So, with all of that being said, look, I feel like in hindsight, the only thing that I took away from this film was a good performance from Will Smith and some moments of great cinematography and great directing by Ang Lee. So with all of that said, if I had to give a rating for this film, it would be a 5 out of 10. Now, you're probably thinking I would have given lower, but a 5 out of 10 is you know, it's just a okay film. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this review. I'm sorry that I've taken a hiatus, but I'm back now. I will be... You'll probably see a Terminator Dark Fate before this video uploaded. If not, it'll come after this one. But yeah, guys, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And I will be doing a Doctor Sleep review coming very soon. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. See you soon.